Hello, my name is Lily Pirla, and I did my history presentation on the Romans. And this is a very interesting time period to study because of the advancements the Romans made. And something I don't mention is the infectious diseases, malaria, tuberculosis, typhoid fever, those kind of things that they were dealing with at the time. And this was just due to poor hygiene, undernourishment, not enough medical advancements, etc. So I thought that was important to know. Now, Hippocrates, he is considered the first epidemiologist and the father of modern medicine. He can also be considered a health educator. He had a theory of health and disease that was used in medical schools until the 20th century. And this just kind of shows how influential and how long-lasting his ideas really were. He would actually study on some of his family and friends to further his understanding and his knowledge. So he studied the geography, climate, diet, living conditions, all those things that attribute to disease. And he really did distinguish between the endemic diseases and epidemic diseases. Now, endemic diseases vary from prevalence from place to place, while epidemic diseases vary in prevalence over time. And this is really an important difference to make because of the fact that the terms are still used today. So the Hippocratic Oath is still used today as well. It's the basis for medical ethics. So Hippocrates, he really tried to move healthcare away from religion and priests, and he wanted a rational basis to explain health and disease. His concept of balance in life is still promoted today, and it's kind of used to maintain health and well-being of people in society. So that's just a very interesting thing about him. Also, the Roman Empire, the Romans actually conquered the Mediterranean world, and they learned from the cultures, especially the Greek ideas, including those related to health and medicine. The Romans, they were engineers, builders, providers of health facilities, etc. They really left their mark. They were a great example and made a lot of advancements that are notable. So this Roman Empire lasted from 500 BC to 500 AD, and the Romans, they built an aqueduct system, which was pretty awesome. There were 13 aqueducts, and they delivered 222 million gallons every 24 hours of water. For water purity, they even had settling basins that were set up so sediment would be deposited. Okay, and they also developed underground sewers, and this kind of carried off surface water and the sewage. It definitely had its flaws, but it was a huge advancement for the time. The Romans also observed the effects of occupational hazards on health, and they built hospitals, both public and private medical practices as well, and they appointed doctors for one of the first times. And so the Roman Empire, they furthered the work of Greeks by studying anatomy and surgery. They actually took criminals from prisons and dissected living human beings. That just completely mortifies me. It was definitely controversial, but it did help the Romans search after remedies.